You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about something that happened a few days ago involving world-renowned, not really, but of course, one of the most world-famous Caitlin Clark haters on the planet, somebody that works for ESPN, woke Disney, Elle Duncan. Yeah, the WNBA All-Star Game was this past weekend, and she made a very, very vulgar joke during said broadcast. Now, you would think if you wanted to, you could sit down as a family with your young children, maybe even probably young girls, and watch this game. And you don't expect something like this to happen. Look, when I upload a video, it asks me, is this for children? No, it is not. Okay, so then that way everybody sort of, it at least the algorithm will attempt to keep these videos out of the hands of young children, right? Now, we know a lot of young girls, a lot of children have been drawn to the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. I believe it is the singular reason she is so popular because the traditional family unit is now interested in WNBA basketball. All right? The nuclear family, let's call it, right? Dad, mom, kids, sit down, turn on the game, watch Caitlin Clark. These little girls are wild about Caitlin Clark. Well, there was a lot of fallout around Elle Duncan's joke, and we'll listen to it in a minute. And let me just keep it real. Her dick joke. During the WNBA broadcast. And Outkick dropped an article this morning, and I didn't even realize this. Outkick has a former WNBA announcer and a former Northwestern basketball player, a woman, working as their editor. And she has come out and made some comments about this. She crushes Elle Duncan into dust. And she's bringing up something very valid. And look, the WNBA couldn't grow all these years for one reason and one reason only. And this is what's made these players so angry. They don't want their traditional family unit to watch their games. They look at their lifestyles and their preferences. I mean, they don't get down with that. Let's just be real. And a lot of parents have been like, no, I'm not showing that to my kids. Right? And anyway, you think it's safe to maybe watch now? Maybe not. All right? So let's go to this. ESPN anchor Elle Duncan joined the Dan Le Batard show this week, defending how she made a, quote, dick joke on air during the WNBA All-Star Game. Quote, my thing with the Cancun joke is, I feel like whenever I say something, it's like sometimes a reintroduction for some people who clearly don't know me or my work over the last 10 years. You don't have to watch ESPN Sports Center to watch a WNBA All-Star Game. We don't care about your work. We don't care about what you've done. Hey, God, get over yourself. Quote, I'm like, bro, I said on air one time that if you celebrate too early, it's called premature ejaculation. That's not cool. Like, I can't actually imagine that this was worse than that, Duncan said. Yeah, but people didn't set in and tune in to the Sports Center. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, come on. This is not the same. You were on a national broadcasted event. Not some episode of Sports Center that's showing at 3 a.m. in the morning. But sure, try to be cute. Quote, I feel like I constantly have to remind people I've been saying things like this for 10 years, and I have been at ESPN. Well, that shows you the hypocrisy of ESPN, because they'll fire somebody like Sam Ponder or Sage Steele. So right here, let's listen.
Season long. So, all right. Yeah, well, again, we hope it gets a little bit more competitive because, like a girls' trip to Cancun right now, there's no D. It's a 22-point game for Team Collier. That's a walk-off. off. Sabrina Ionescu, there she is from the 4-point circle. Second half action from Cambridge Fieldhouse. Tips after this.
Al, you're in timeout.
Okay.
You're done.
Yeah. Well, look, we're not fooled by that. We're not fooled by that. I bet there's plenty of D. But in the WNBA, that's probably not what they're down with anyway. So Duncan tried claiming that people were only bothered by the joke because it was a woman. Good God. Quote, yes, girls say crude jokes too. No, everybody gets that. Everybody knows that. No, that's not the point. Patricia Babcock McGraw is an editor at Outkick and played college basketball at Northwestern University. When asked about Duncan's comment and defense, she provided the following insight. Quote, I think people would be bothered by this joke no matter who said it. Oh, if it was a man, his ass would be launched into space over it. They'd have canceled his poor ass. I mean, let's just be real. How many baseball broadcasters and shit have been fired in the last few years because they said something they felt was offensive? Man or woman, and not because people can't take a joke, are prudes, Babcock McGraw said. First, this joke isn't even funny. It's just kind of cringe. Second, this joke is a weird thing to say in this context. You just don't hear sports announcers say things like this on broadcast TV during an event. There's one of my points right there. This ain't some episode of Sports Center at 9 o'clock in the morning. Can you imagine a male sports announcer saying the equivalent during the Super Bowl or the Pro Bowl? No, because it doesn't happen. There's a standard there. Yeah, I mean, it's classless. There's a classiness quotient that is there for announcers to typically adhere to. So she just said it. Quote, and third, I think many WNBA TV announcers, and I used to be one of them, are very conscious of the fact that young girls are a big part of the WNBA fan base and viewership. You don't say things that are inappropriate for children to hear or that would put parents in an awkward position. ESPN might not be irritated by Duncan, but I bet, just like some fans, the WNBA is. Moreover, most of the criticism, specifically ours, was aimed at Duncan's employer. Goes on to talk about ESPN's hypocrisy when it comes to things like politics and who they're willing to get mad at, who they're willing to not get mad at. Right here, Duncan feels empowered to disobey the company standards, while the likes of Sam Ponder, Ashley Brewer, and Sage Steele were routinely scolded for offenses half as egregious as Duncan's. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they're all in the same. I think they're all gone now. All three of those folks are gone. Admittedly, it would have been more cringe if Stephen A. Smith or Scott Van Pelt joked about no D on television. The fact is, I don't think either one of those guys would have said that. Quote, men love girls who make dirty or crude jokes, but at the WNBA game, if a white American woman made these jokes on the same stage as Duncan, they'd likely lose their job. I think they would immediately lose their job. There, I said it. They're not going to fire the DEI hire. That's not going to happen. That'd been a straight white woman. Her ass would have been trapdoored like that chick from Return of the Jedi when Jabba hit the button and the Rancor came out. Yeah, I went there. It'd be a wrap. It'd be a wrap unless you're Luke Skywalker. Man, I mean, come on. Yeah, people are now setting. This is why the WNBA is now so popular, and it's exactly why you see so much hate from so many of these players. They know who's growing the game. They know who the viewership is now, and they don't align with people that want to sit down as a truly family unit and not see anything related to preferences, sexuality, none of that. We're tuning in like regular sports fans to see and hear sports be viewed and talked about. It's that simple, like any other sport. And far as what she said on ESPN, do you know how many people have just tuned? ESPN's hemorrhaged how many viewers? A bazillion of them over the years because of people just like Elle Duncan. We tuned out on you a long time ago for a reason specifically. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Before we jump in, make sure you go to our merch store, our Make Basketball Great Again shirt, and our newest shirt that just came out. Both shirts are brand new. The American Flag Skull Fever Enforcer shirt. And use promo code CC22 for 20% off.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.